All right, so now what we're gonna do is differentiate the V-bar lat pull down versus the V-bar pull down, okay? Obviously we're working two different muscles, but the same family, all right? So we're gonna start with the V-bar lat pull down. Okay, Sharacia is gonna start with her torso erect, so there's no bow in her back. She's not leaning back whatsoever. She's nice and vertical, okay? So what she's gonna do is pull that handle all the way down, okay, and all the way up, okay? Let's go about 12 repetitions here. Okay, so if you notice, during the release, those lats open up, which is why we're calling this a V-bar lat pull down, and then those lats here contract down at the bottom, okay? And again, her body or her torso is nice and tall, nice flat back, and she's merely going straight up, straight down, making sure that she's squeezed right here, squeezing those lats here on the down end, on the contraction phase of this, okay? Good. And again, just like any other exercise, if you feel like you can give another 2 to 3 repetitions, feel free to do so, okay? No one says you're gonna get in trouble for doing extra, all right? Now what we're gonna do is kind of go into the V-bar pull downs, V-bar pull downs, okay? Now on this one, we're focusing on the rear delts, okay? And some of these internal muscles here in the center, in between those lats, like your rhomboids, okay? All right. All right, so now at this point, her chest is gonna be exposed. She's gonna put a bow in her back, all right? Now we're really putting emphasis on arching that back, all right? Because when we contract it, we really wanna get a good squeeze right here in the center of that back, all right? So all she's really gonna do is bring that handle all the way down to the top of that chest, right below the chin, and release, okay? Nice, good release. Coming down, really squeezing that back, all right? So we gotta understand what we're doing between the two. Now we're working the center piece of the back, okay? Good contractions. She should feel these muscles within the lats getting a good contraction here, all right? Almost feel like you're almost kind of catching a cramp nearly. There you go, good squeeze. And again, she's focusing on her breathing. As she releases, she's letting that air out. During the contraction phase, that's kind of a held breath there. Getting a good squeeze. And now I can see her kind of going into a sweat. That lets me know those muscles are working in that back, which is because we got a lot of muscles here in that back area. There we go. And again, we want to maintain the integrity of that lift. Once that chest starts to fold forward, kind of want to let that weight go, or let your handle go and relax. Trying to catch your breath. Give yourself a few seconds to recover, and then go right back into that lift. Because the worst thing you can do is just go through the motions where that chest starts to sink in, and now you've lost the integrity of that actual lift, okay? So just understanding the difference between the two, okay? You have the V-bar lat pull down, where your back is nice and erect, and you're pulling it straight down, okay? And then the second one's gonna be the V-bar pull down, where your chest is bowed up, it's exposed, and we're getting a good squeeze, trying to hit those inner muscles that sits in between those lats, okay? All right, see you in a minute.